6, the next Scream trilogy. Continuing the tradition of making sequels rather than making original movies in Hollywood. It's so much easier to make sequels, and people will come back. So they're definitely signed up. They couldn't get Neve Campbell, so those of you still hoping to see Neve Campbell naked, you're out of luck. You're going to have to go find those doctored up pictures on Google like I do. All right, now we're going to get to the movie review part of my little section. I saw quite a few movies, but the one that interests me the most, the one I'll talk about the most, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Now, this is not a bad movie. Under any circumstances, this is not a bad movie. You're going to go to this movie, you're going to enjoy this movie. The problem this movie has is that, for the most part, nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's 2.5 hours. Nothing happens. There's no Voldemort. Snape is a really important character in this movie, but you hardly ever see him. You don't get to know much about him. You don't get a whole lot of answers, and you kind of need that for what happens at the end of the movie, which I'm not going to tell you. I haven't read the book. Snape plays a pretty big part at the end of the movie, but most of the movie deals with Harry and his friends and all their little escapades with women. The reason this is a good movie is because they handle that really realistically. They handle it really well. You'll be reminded of a lot of different times in your youth by this movie. I know I was. But the problem is that they're not selling that as the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie is Voldemort rising up in the shadows, manipulating all these people and all this crazy stuff going on. But they spend a majority of the movie dealing with the love stories, and then they don't really pay off the love stories at the end of the movie. A lot of great acting, a lot of great writing, great performances. These young actors have matured a lot in the course of these movies, but at the same time, there's not really a payoff. It's mostly filler. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you're going to love it. If you're not a fan of Harry Potter, you're either going to be very entertained or very bored. So we're going to give this kind of in the middle, 2.5 stars. I'm going to go on a 5-star basis just because I feel like it. I'm too lazy to come up with my own idea. So 2.5 stars, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. We got a really good acting, a great movie. But all in all, in the long run, you're going to feel like you wasted 2.5 hours because nothing ultimately happens. Nothing happens of any significance whatsoever throughout the course of the movie, except in the last 5 minutes, and then they don't explain it. So hopefully the next movie is more Snape, because Snape equals greatness. But, not in this movie. If you're looking for Snape in this movie, if you're looking for Voldemort, all that cool evil crap, you're not going to get any of that in this movie. Okay? All right, that's this week's review. That's this week's movie and television news. Right now, I'm going to cut it to my buddy Everett Brewer. He's going to give you the video game report for the week, reviews and upcoming previews. And that's that. All right, we'll see you later on in the forum. At the very end of the show, we're going to talk about some of the stuff I talked about, a few more items. All right? Thanks a lot.
Hello, I'm Everett Brewer, and I'm here to bring you the video game news. I'll start off with the top 5 games that are going to be coming out here pretty soon. At number 5, we have the Madden NFL 10, which comes out August the 14th. Number 4, we got Halo 3 ODST. It's September 22nd. Number 3, because God knows how much I love Guitar Hero, so they blessed me with Guitar Hero 5 on September the 1st. For all you Batman fanatics out there, we have Batman Arkham Asylum coming out August the 25th. And the number 1 movie and game coming up here pretty soon, I wanted to make a movie out of because it'd be awesome. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 comes out November 10th. And if it continues to pre-sale at the rate it's going, it will break all the video game sale records. My video game review of the week is Battlefield 1943. It's about $15 on Xbox Live Arcade, 1,200 Microsoft points. It's pretty much, it's self-explanatory. It's 1943, so you're going to have a lot of Thompson submachine guns running around, snipers and tanks, and Corsairs and Japanese Zeros. If you're looking for enjoyment in the game, if you're really good at it, you'll get a whole lot of enjoyment out of it. You'll be able to shoot new players as they come in and spawn, because EA forgot to put in, a respawn tower. The other great thing about this game is apparently the connection problems EA loves to fix and have with every game they have. For my first gaming experience, it took me 40 minutes to find a game. It's been cut down now. It's improved. Takes about 3 or 4 minutes. You can get to a game pretty quick. It's pretty much, if you play Battlefield Bad Company, it's the same setup. It's pretty much capture your flag. But instead of capturing your flags and moving on, you pretty much capture your flag and hold it and hope the enemy doesn't come back and take it. Now, going back to my top 5 video games, it was released today that on the Prestige version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, it's going to be $149, and you get, for your little kid you buy this for, they can have, I shit you not, night vision goggles. They're actually going to put a pair of night vision goggles in that box for you to have. It's not like the legendary version of Halo 3 that I bought and is currently collecting dust in my house. It's night vision goggles, so your kid can actually learn how to sneak up on somebody outside their house. Now for my rant of the week, I of course turn to EA. EA, we know them all. They're such great, sports games as the NCAA football and, the Madden franchise. The only problem here with, EA is when they're making these games, they tend to underestimate the value of their name. It's EA, it's a sports, or it's a war game. People are going to buy it. So instead of preparing for this ahead of time, they want to fix the problems when they occur, so that way they can piss off thousands of people like me when we pay for these games, and then we can't play them because, shock and amazement, we have a connection problem with EA. Now keep that in mind, it's not your internet connection that sucks, it's the EA connection that sucks. Let that sink in for just a moment. For a multi-billion-dollar corporation as EA has a problem with their connection to the internet. Does that make sense? At all? I pay $34 for my internet. I'm sure they pay God knows how much and should get better service than I do, but apparently I get better service than EA does. And I live in Beaufort, Kentucky. I live in the land of rednecks. Think about that for a moment. I live where I can go down the road and see a church next to a house with a rebel flag hanging in the window. Coincidentally, right down the road from where the black basketball court is. And still, nothing's done about anything. As long as you give EA the money, they're going to continue to do these connection problems. So my suggestion for this is a very simple thing. On the forums of EA, you can go and you can post your blogs. Go on and just ask them nicely the first few times to please consider ahead of time what kind of problems they may or may not have. And if we don't, I'll be the first one in line with a pitchfork and a torch in California. But that's enough for me. Now we're going to hand over to my friend Michael Puckett for the sports news.